From Yennefer's bizarre betrayal at the end of Season 2 to Geralt and Ciri slowly warming up to her again, this is how Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri will reconnect in The Witcher Season 3. Now, Yennefer was always meant to be a surrogate mother to Ciri and cared deeply about her in the books, so the idea that she'd try to hurt her didn't even seem like a real thing, which is why everyone was shocked when she did exactly that at the end of Season 2. In fact, this is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of Witcher fans absolutely hated the ending. After all, the writers did choose to steer away from the books and carve their own timeline. Why did that even happen, though? Well, Yennefer in Season 2 was influenced by Voleth Mir, a demon that doesn't exist in the books at all. And it was this demon that pushed the sorceress to, find Ciri and sacrifice her to get her own powers back. Of course, Geralt finds out about her secret plan, but he's a little late as Voleth Mir manages to control Ciri's body and destroy Kaer Morhen. Now, things do kind of sort themselves out by the end, as they always do. However, the end result of Season 2 is that Geralt hates Yennefer, and is probably never going to trust her again with the princess. I mean, again, this whole arc was super controversial, and there are reports that this even pushed Henry Cavill to quit the show after Season 3. With that said, the writers do claim that Voleth Mir was a necessary addition to keep the story moving forward. But now they've got an even bigger problem. Yennefer is no longer friends with Ciri and Geralt, and since the series relies so heavily on the trio's dynamic and their adventures together, Season 3 could turn out to be a big mess. Although not all hope is lost just yet, because apparently The Witcher's third season is going start with Yennefer trying to fix things. Yep, it looks like the show is gonna try and get back into the fans' good books. Even the official synopsis says it's going to be about Yennefer and Ciri's adventures together. What's more, these two are also going to head off to Aretuza, where they'll encounter a battlefield of political corruption, dark magic, and treachery. How do they even get to this point, though? And more importantly, where is Geralt in all of this? After all, there's no way he's going to let Yennefer anywhere near Ciri without his permission. Well, Anya Chalotra, who plays the sorceress in the show, has got the answers for us, and according to her, a major chunk of Season 3 will focus on Yennefer trying to mend her relationship with Ciri and Geralt. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, she talked about how her character is going to put a lot of time and energy and effort into making it up to our two protagonists in the first few episodes. From that point, things start to get back to normal, and it organically evolves into a real family dynamic. Still, that doesn't exactly answer how these three reconnect. So the showrunner, Lauren Hissrich, also decided to chime in, and she said that the whole idea that Geralt and Ciri won't be able to forgive Yennefer easily is a good problem to have for them, because that means they can explore these characters and their emotions in a much more meaningful and nuanced way. In fact, there are going to be a lot of emotional moments in Season 3. Now, Hissrich also dove into some specifics and talked about a particular scene where the trio will cross paths. What scene? Well, the Beltane Festival, of course. Apparently, Geralt and Yennefer are going to have some fun times and enjoy each other at the festival. Plus, Hissrich also clarified that yes, we'll get the long-awaited emotional moments between them. Coming back to enjoying each other, though, Anya Chalotra dropped some hints that things might get spicy between the two because, as it turns out, Yennefer's going to wear the same dress she was wearing when she first met Geralt in Season 1. Oh, and remember, Beltane is a fertility festival, so you can figure out the rest. Not sure where Ciri would be in all of this, though, because yeah, they'd probably have to send her away for a bit. That said, Season 3 is not all about emotions and steamy moments. There's also going to be a lot of political stuff in it. Oh, and get this, the season will be directly adapting events from Time of Contempt, which is arguably Sapkowski's best novel in the series. I mean, where the previous books focus on building relationships and developing characters, this one's all about action. In fact, in the same interview, Hissrich even talked about how the action in the book is super organic and isn't just there to move the plot forward. What's more, she also talked about how it's probably the best book in the series when it comes to balancing character development and high-stakes action. Likewise, Chalotra also chimed in about the political and action-driven nature of the third season. But from her character's perspective, she said that we're going to see a lot more magic this season, which should be exciting for the fans. After all, we haven't exactly seen a lot of contained sorcery in the show, right? I mean, it's always been little things or full-on explosions. So to see actual skillful magic is going to be a nice change of pace. On top of that, the actor also mentioned how they wanted to make the magic more personal. So they've added some very specific things for each character, like Indian dance and other movements. Also, let's not forget that this book also has the Taned Coup, which, without spoiling it, is one of the best action sequences in the franchise. Oh, and then there's the nice quiet moment that Geralt and Ciri share in the elven ruin of Sharawed as well. Coming back to Yennefer and Geralt, though, their relationship going bad is actually not a new thing for the series. I mean, even though fans didn't really like the fact that these two ended up on bad terms in Season 2, this is a thing in the books as well. Sure, it hasn't gotten to the point where Geralt refuses to even look at Yennefer, but they've had their fair share of ups and downs. The issue, however, stems from the reality that everyone already knows they're supposed to end up together. So making their conflict interesting in the series without damaging their chemistry isn't exactly possible. Oh, and speaking of chemistry, Cavill's departure after Season 3 will also change a lot of things, especially for the audience. After all, they're gonna have to readjust their minds to ship Liam Hemsworth with Anya Chalotra, rather than the Superman actor. That being said, there's going to be one particular series of events that are going to bring Geralt and Yennefer closer than they've ever been before this, and that's the Dear Friend mini-arc. Apparently, all of this is going to happen during the first couple of episodes in Season 3 because the episodes after that focus more on their journey ahead. You know, with Yennefer going on an adventure with Ciri and all that, but from what we know so far, the season is going to start with their conflict right off the bat, with Geralt refusing to even talk to Yennefer and feeling the guilt of what she'd done. Plus, obviously wanting to get closer to Geralt again, Yennefer starts writing notes and passing them to him. This, folks, is where the dear friend thing comes into play, because in these notes she calls him a friend. Now, these little notes of guilt and remorse are accompanied by some quieter moments they are forced to share together, which of course can only lead to one thing. Yep, Geralt eventually starts to warm up to Yennefer again. In fact, after they have their steamy moment together at the Belleton Festival, their relationship is, well, pretty much where it was before the crazy events at the end of Season 2. So this would mean that we can see the festival within the first few episodes as well. Here's the interesting bit about this mini-arc though. Apparently, after the duo patches up their relationship, Geralt actually writes a full letter to Yen, and this letter is his reply to all the Dear Friend notes she'd written for him. I mean, to see a Witcher like Geralt actually showing emotion? Yeah, that one's going to be super exciting. To really put the cherry on top, however, the Witcher also gives her permission to take care of Ciri, saying that he doesn't think she's going to betray them anymore. So after this sequence, Ciri and Yennefer depart for Aretusa, where the Taned Coup and all that crazy stuff is waiting for them in episode 6. Now, this is a decent way to mend their relationship without complicating things too much. Plus, it doesn't retcon anything either, which in a lot of cases can feel cheap. That being said, the only thing that remains to be seen is just how fleshed out this process is. After all, going from 0 to 100 within a couple of episodes isn't exactly long. So let's hope it's not rushed, and there you have it, from Geralt and Ciri slowly warming up to her again, to Yennefer's bizarre betrayal at the end of Season 2, that was how Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri will reconnect in The Witcher Season 3.